Hello, and welcome to this tutorial series of how to become a YouTube star. As you know, I am a YouTube star. But you are probably out there thinking, I want to be just like him. And I don't blame you. I'd want to be just like me too. A sexy stud. No, big hunk of just you know. And I can teach you how to do that. I can teach you how to be a sexy piece of meat if that's the type of meat that you want to be. If you want to be a different kind of meat, maybe more like a bear, and you have like a lot more fat on you, and you have like hair, and you're like, I'm the bear guy. Not like that though. I can teach you whatever you want to be, and that's the beauty of this tutorial series on how to become a YouTube star. You see, I am going to show you what steps that you can take in order to exploit people out of their money. They don't know it's their money, but they're clicking that like and subscribe, which I think you should do right now. If you can go ahead and do that. You see, it's the thing within the thing. It's the inception thing, really. And that is the thing that I am going to teach you how to do right now. And what better way to do that is to show you someone that has succeeded from my tutorial series on how to become a YouTube star. It is someone out there that went from absolutely nothing, and I mean like literally nothing. So like even if this person can get to somewhat to the place where they're somewhere, that's cool because they came from nothing. They came from, it wasn't even a third world, it was a fourth world country. I know that you probably think, what's a fourth world country? Those don't exist. And it's like, yeah, they don't, because like they're literally all alone there. And like they became what they are today. And that is what you're going to learn about in this series, is you being you. So let me bring him on right now. And without any further ado, let me bring you the future of YouTube, Mr. Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Thank you, John. Hey, John, thank you for having me tonight.
Of course. It's so great to have you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And I don't know if you saw my latest post. I'm getting like after like after like on it.
You are?
Thanks to you.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks to you.
What? That's amazing. I am so glad to hear that. And that is why we're having you. I want to hear about you and your success. Please elaborate. Tell us a little more.
Well, following your quick and easy steps on how to be a YouTube star and exploit people for money, I have gotten over 10,000 followers in the past 3 days. Okay. And it's all from the content that you told me to film, which was just go out, find low-income people, find people with illnesses, sicknesses, disabilities, and just exploit them. Exploit them hard. And it's worked out fine. I'm getting sponsors. I'm sponsored by Zaxby's.
What?
Zaxby's.
Are you serious? That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm like actually blushing. I don't even know why. That's usually not a response to something, hearing news like that. Usually it's if you're embarrassed or you're like really excited. But this is great news. So I want to know more. How did that come about? What was it about my series that really spoke to you?
Well, like I said, you told me to go out there and find people with illnesses and disabilities, low-income people, and just offer them money and make it seem like I'm doing great charitable work, like an angel from heaven sent from above. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry you're poor and crippled. Is there anything you need? And they're like, well, I need money to pay my rent and my car insurance. And I'm like, how's $10,000?
And that's how it worked for you. That's amazing.
And then
so
I go,
what is your life like now?
Oh, I'm completely miserable myself.
Well, you know what? I'm sure that's only because the hard work that you're putting in. You see, this is what happens with this series. Yes, you have to be miserable for a little while and put in the hard work, but over long term, you'll be able to exploit enough people where you can have a comfortable lifestyle and not have to work until the day you die. And maybe if you have children, you can pass some of that money along to them. If not, you just hope that there isn't an afterlife because you're fucked because you're not that good of a person. That is out of the question. And what you're talking about is that you have succeeded. And I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Will you tell me a little bit about your process in finding out about this series?
Well, I came across you on YouTube one day. I was scrolling through YouTube Reels, and I came across how to be a YouTube star. Now, I am not really good with interacting with people. I'm a loner. I keep to myself, and with your tips and your steps on how to be a successful influencer online, I have found out that my social skills are growing, moderately, but growing.
Well, that is great news.
Of that.
That is great news. I couldn't be happier for you, especially from where you've come from. I mean, the fact that you were out there and, you had those. I mean, you went from that life and those allegations to where you are now and to actually succeed and overcome those allegations that will always be with you in some way, and you've still succeeded. And that's wonderful. I mean, the fact that I didn't even know that men your age still wore the ass flap pajama bottom. So the fact that happened to go up on a windy day at a soccer game, that's not the issue. I guess what I'm talking about is you've succeeded, and I want to hear more of you and your story.
Well, I'm from Jeffersonville, Vermont. We don't even have 5G internet service up there in Jefferson, Vermont. So I pulled into a gas station and I was using the free Wi-Fi. And that's when I started going on YouTube, because YouTube videos I didn't have TV, obviously, no satellite, no local television. I didn't even know what the local news and weather was going to be. But I was scrolling on YouTube.
So if I can I know a little bit about the story, so I'm just going to come in. And then when someone actually shut you into that bathroom and got you stuck there, they put a nail from the railroad and they stuck it in the thing, and you were stuck in that bathroom. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that this is it. I'm going to die here. There's no escape. Oxygen was leaving the room pretty quickly. I was fainting. Well, I was about to faint. I didn't fully faint. But yeah, no, I was absolutely terrified.
You still overcame that based on this series. So how did that help you to overcome almost dying and then following me and now living your dreams?
Well, when I realized that I was going to live, I took that as a second chance in life. And I thought, well, how am I going to take advantage of this second chance in life? So I thought, well, I've been helped by circumstance. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to help other people, but I'm going to document it to make me look like I'm doing good. When in reality, I don't care what these people, they could take the money for drugs or alcohol or whatever. I don't care. But I'm getting likes and subscribes on my page. So that's all I care about. Thanks to you.
And that is great news. That's the exact kind of entrepreneurship that this series encourages. See, I want to see you succeed in talking and, behaving in such a manner online, whereas you can affect so many people. Some would say in a negative light, depends on the way you look at the light, right? I mean, the light can be any way that you look at it. And the way that I look at it is that you have done exactly what you needed to do to make sure that everyone just forgets that the way that they were maybe looking at you, and now they see you as this guy.
Exactly, because I create this world, and everyone that tunes in, it's going to be what it's going to be, what I want it to be, because it's my world. If I want to help people, if I want to just go live and complain and just cry about irrelevant things going on in my life, talk about how unfair it is for an old middle-aged white man in America, I'm going to do it because it gets people interested.
Whoa, that's amazing. I can't even believe that happened to you. Would you please tell our viewers out there, the ones that are watching this series because they are sitting at home and they want to become YouTube stars, can you tell us and them a little bit about what happened to you in your life and what your life looks like now?
Well, first off, I was having car problems, so the YouTube money was coming in. I like the blink of an eye. I couldn't even keep it. I was like, "What is going on?" The bling, 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 cha-ching, cha-ching, and then, like I said, my confidence was up, and I don't care if people, if they care about what I have to say or not. But I'm just like posting. They call me the postman of Facebook. They call me the postman of Instagram, the postman of social media, because I'm just delivering my thoughts minute after minute after minute after random waking moment. And it's all because of what you told me to do. You told me just like flood them with information. Doesn't even have to be real. Just flood them with information. Make them think.
Right.
Make them believe.
Right.
And that's what I've been.
And that's so good to hear. It's so good to hear that you're flooding them with information. Can you give us an example of some of the information that you are flooding into people that maybe some other viewers out there might be like, well, it's a little odd for him to flood people with that piece of information, but he did it anyway. And I know that's become your signature, but can you just tell our viewers and our new viewers out there, and I hope they're younger because then they can watch and continue to support me until the day I die, which it will hopefully be of natural causes in my sleep. That's what I'm banking for. And that's what I want you to be out there banking for too. But that's on the end of what you need to do. What you need to do right now is become a YouTube star and listen to this man, because this man, his success could be your success. And the way he lives his life with all the beautiful women and the parties. In fact, remember when before we came on, you were telling me about this amazing party that you went to, and it was like in Miami and everyone was wearing white. And they were all wearing white, and it was like a crazy party. And this guy was known for his crazy parties everywhere. And then like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I went to knock on it. And it's like, the place gets shut down because it got raided, and his other one got raided in LA. Anyway, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
That party specifically?
Yeah.
Well, I was invited to I'm going to say until the court case is over with, an unnamed billionaire, a self-made YouTube billionaire. You may know him. You may know him. But I went there, and I was... The who's who of celebrities were there just hanging out. I don't want to give names.
That's amazing.
I don't want to give names.
No, that's okay. I don't mind if you give names on this video. You're free to give names, but because everyone that knows this video knows that they can't sue us, because if they did, then they'd have to actually go through a court case, and this would be their basis. Go ahead.
Well, one specifically, and this was years ago before he passed.
Yeah.
Roddy from The Price is Right.
What? Roddy has been in one of those amazing white parties that were in Miami with alleged like sexual stuff that happens and drug abuse and such like that. Roddy was at the center of it. What happened?
Well, he had a mirror full of white powder, and I'm not sure what it was.
What?
I don't want to speculate. It could have been vitamin B, but him and I caught eyes because he actually used to follow my YouTube page, and he said, "Come on down," and I did, and I saw what this white powder was, but I wasn't interested because the YouTube billionaire whose party it was, he said he had a glass and it went tink 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 to get everyone's attention, and then we were brought into a room that was lit by candles. And then we ate dog meat. We had a feast of dog meat, all the celebrities.
That is amazing. I never thought anyone would be testifying to such crazy stories that you didn't think could happen to you before you did that. I mean, did you ever think when you grew up in such poverty, when you were a poverty-stricken child, that you would grow up to be at a multi-billionaire's white party in Miami while trying to eat dog meat?
No, not at all. And I think, it's crazy to think to come from poverty. And then we ate caviar out of a chimpanzee skull. It was insane.
That is great. I'm so glad that you got to have that experience. And is it safe to say that you wouldn't have had that experience if it wasn't for me?
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's awesome. And that's so great to see, because I'm not doing this for me.
No.
I'm doing it for you. And you. And you. And you. But most of all, for the you inside of you. That's what I'm doing it for.
You help a lot of people. You work over 40 hours. How do you do that? How do you find the time?
It wasn't easy. Let me tell you, I lived a hard life. You know what? When my dad was like gone, I was raised by the nanny in the home, and I didn't even know who my mother and father were. I was just gifted all this money, and then it was great. On my 18th birthday, then there was a video of them, and they were like, "Hey, we want to come out and see you." And then I waited, and they never came out because they died, and they recorded that like in a, like it was like I didn't expect it on my 18th birthday, but it was like a, it was like their death, their like deathbed video. They just wanted to make sure that they knew that like they weren't around because they were like doing shit. It was like they were actually dead, you know? And that is the type of heartfelt story that's going to pull at your strings and make you do the one thing. Ready? Let's say it together on the count of 3. What are we going to do? We are going to 3, 2, 1. Like and
subscribe. You all like and subscribe. Like and subscribe right now.
And let's tell us a little bit about your site and where they can go and like and subscribe to you.
It's www. Well, go to YouTube. I was going to say www.youtube.com, and then type in the search bar "Eat the Rich," and you'll
but it's
follow
more than that. It's Eat the Rich and what else?
There's Eat the Rich. There's Blastozoids. There's my other page, Blastozoids. Yep, where I play video games. I might have more. I don't know if I can disclose this information right now until the court case is done.
No, it's okay. I want you to. I want you to tell them exactly what your site is. So it's Blastozoid / what was it?
Well, there's Eat the Rich. That's my main one. Where
right. And then Eat the Rich / Blastozoid / what was it?
I don't know. I can't say. I
don't know.com. And that is the site that anyone can go to if they want to check you out. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Yes.
That's great. And I just want to know, and was hoping that you could let our viewers out there know what this series has meant to you and to your life.
Oh, it's meant a lot. I mean, it's changed my life for the better, because not only do I get to step out of my comfort and I get to go help these people, and then in return that helping people makes me look good like I'm an angel. It's done wonders because, they want me on The View next week for an interview. I'm getting so many, positive changes in my life and meeting so many different people. And
so the fact that you're going to be on a show is potentially big as The View. I mean, what would that do to your social media presence?
I would get thousands of slaps on the like button for
Uh-huh.
my page and my post. I'm expecting at least 17% raise in subscriptions for my page.
That's
The
right.
age demographic is going to grow because I am aiming. My window is 5 years old to 97.
Yeah.
That's like my age
Yeah, and
demographic.
that's exactly it. You want to appeal to everyone, except
Mm-hmm.
the, like, 4, 5, and under. You're right. Like, they can't even formulate sentences. And if you've reached 97, you can't, and past that, you can't formulate sentences either. So that's
No.
exactly right. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I've been aiming for, and I think it's been going pretty well so far.
That's such good news.
Positive
And can you
numbers.
tell us? Can you please just tell us, like, your personal life, how it's changed? And that
Mm-hmm.
I know that you now have found a special someone in your life, and
Mm-hmm.
that could have never happened if it wasn't for this series. In fact, you
Now.
confided in me privately that you were so grateful that if the two of you were to mate, that I would be the godfather, and I would be honored. Thank you. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well, it was
Tell us
somebody
a
I
little bit
met when
about
I
her.
was out. I was going out and I was filming a series where I was handing out money and food to the homeless. I'd go to restaurants and I'd ask them how much for 20 hot dogs, and I'd go hand out hot dogs to the homeless. And I came across this beautiful, beautiful angel from the heaven above. She was wearing, I think, vomit and poop stained clothes. She smelled like a wet dumpster, but that spoke, that smell and look spoke to my heart, and I fell in love. And I said, look, I'm going to marry you, and we're going to go live. It's going to be a live wedding. We're going to get a justice of the peace, and we're going to get married right here in the parking lot. And we had all the other homeless people. We had all the other homeless people were a part of the wedding,
Whoa.
and we filmed it. And right now, yeah, we're still married. We're still married. We don't get along as well. She sleeps a lot and is always grumpy.
Right, yeah. To
No
be
matter how much
expected.
money I give her to go get her drugs or cigarettes or whatever. But
And that's all to be expected within the first year of marriage.
love is hard.
It is, especially when it's on hard drugs.
It is. But, I also document this part of my life on my page where I just, I'm like, love is hard. And, we're trying to make ends meet. So please donate what you can and keep this marriage alive.
Yeah, and I think that's always important to keep a marriage alive, especially if you're meeting ends meet. And you know what that
Mm-hmm.
means sexually, to meet one's ends meet, but it also means it literally in order to keep a healthy marriage together, which is, I think, what you're saying. And I think what part of what your site does is help keep relationships together. In fact, can you tell us about the fact that you actually saved someone from the brink of divorce based on your
I
skill
did.
set?
I did. One of my buddies here in town, he was going through a nasty, nasty relationship with his wife. They had been separated for a while, and I said, "Look," I was like, "I don't give two fucks about what the heck's going on. I'm sorry for swearing, but this is just real." I said, "I don't care what's going on in your life. I'm gonna get my camera crew. We're gonna film this step by step, and if you don't work it out or not, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna benefit off your toxic relationship,
And
and I'm
I
just
think
gonna
really
add more
quickly,
pressure." And yeah,
I just want to say, I think that's so important to do that and to benefit off of what he's going through, especially if this guy is as incredibly good looking as, I don't know, me. I know that's just an example, but and you get the picture. Go on.
so yeah, no, I just had my camera crew, and I said, "Look, I don't care if your relationship works out or not. I could care less if you stay married or not. I'm going to film this for my page, and it's just going to add another layer of drama to your life. So I'm sorry. I'll give you a percentage of the money I get, and I still
And
haven't, but
but it's coming, and that's the point, right? I mean,
mhm,
you've put
yeah,
that money in the bank in your account.
yeah, and I'm just going to invest it and make it grow.
Right, exactly. You're going to invest the money that hasn't been deposited yet and let it grow. And that is exactly kind of, I mean, it's basically what the banking system does is they say, hey, we'll give you this money. And you're like, well, we'll hold part of it and then we'll loan another part of it out to someone. That's basically what you're doing. That's great. And because
so they
that
know
shows,
they'll get paid whenever.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll get paid whenever. And then you'll be able to use that money to invest into your site. In fact, can you tell me a little bit about, I know that right now you're currently living off of the one deposit from this eccentric billionaire that has, and apparently he wears a lot of white suits and stuff, and he has parties, and he's been in Miami and so, but anyway, so a lot of your site has been because of this one person, that this billionaire that has donated to you. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, yeah, actually, I don't know if you have been reading my Wikipedia, but that information is not true. I'm actually living on Section 8, but I do hang out with a billionaire that hangs out in white. And, you know, he's been financially taking care of me for the most part. I haven't physically seen money. He's promised money, but I'm just saying I'm doing a lot of favors for him, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm doing favors for this man.
If you could just tell us a little bit more about those favors, that would be great. See, that helps our audience to understand in this tutorial series of the type of favors that they need to do in order to succeed in life. Could you tell us a little bit about those favors?
I don't know how much detail I can go into, but I'll just say it's a lot of favors I do with my mouth and my armpits.
Okay, so are you just talking like, do you just like go up to them and be like, hey, how you doing?
Usually it's whenever they want these favors. So it could be in the middle of the night. I've had it in the middle of the night, like 3:00 in the morning.
So how do the favors work? They call you and then let's walk you through. Like I'll call, hey Brian, it's me. I want a favor?
Well, it's actually a message. It's a voice message from this billionaire's secretary, and he's a male Russian secretary. And all the voice message says is, he needs your service now. And that's the message I get. And then I have to get up and I have to go take care of, these favors for him.
That is great. I'm so glad that you're able to give favors to people in exchange for money. Those are the type of tips that you're going to learn on your journey to become a YouTube star. See, what's going to happen...
I do document this. I do document these favors, but I can't show the videos on YouTube. It's on another a site.
Oh, that's so... I know that we can't really promote those sites, but if there were... So I know you mentioned that it was like many fanatics that would just go there and they're thinking that they're the only person out there that's like... like, I don't know, a super fan, and they're not. And so anyway, but go ahead. So you're on this other site, and what are you doing on that other site?
I'm just documenting the favors I do for the billionaire.
And so could you just like tell us a little bit in more detail about those favors?
I can't get into too much detail, but like I said, like they're favors I do with my mouth that make them smile, and my armpits.
Is it like this? Because that makes me smile sometimes.
There are raspberries in the waist area that happen. Yeah.
In the waist area. I didn't expect you to go there. And you know what? If you tune into this tutorial series, you won't expect to go there either.
No.
Go ahead.
You never expect what you're going to be doing. You could be, sitting in a gas station parking lot in Jeffersonville, Vermont, making raspberries in someone's waistline.
I've done that.
They sound
before.
like that.
I was getting gas while I was getting gas.
So yeah, I film these. You know, they're usually first person views. You know, usually I'm doing like a in my other videos I'm doing third person shots. You know, but these are more of like a point of view video that I
Oh,
do.
so is it one of the point of view ones where you're all different characters, but you're the same person? You just throw on a different shirt?
Yeah, sometimes I play characters. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you do that, because this is an important formula for people that are just starting out if they don't want to take themselves too seriously.
Hmm.
Not like this guy. I take myself very seriously. Or yourself. I mean, how has it been for you? Like, how do you just keep it real, as the kids say, and just, I don't know, just be yourself?
Well, I think it's important to show some humility and, you know, empathy in your videos. So if you show your audience that you're a normal human being, you know, with documenting your everyday struggles and, you know, doing favors for billionaires. And I just think it's important to, you know, this is real life. This is reality TV. And that's what the number one, like, television viewer wants to see is reality, though
That's
heavily
true.
edited because we don't need too
Heavily.
much. You know, not
Heavily.
enough, not a lot of pepper, but you know, a little bit of salt
So
is.
can I just ask you, would you ever document this if you went to some, say, large or somewhat large festival somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. I went to Burning Man a couple months ago, and I documented it. I went to Coachella, and I was just taking pictures of the clothes I wore. I don't care. Nobody cares about the bands playing at Coachella. It's all about the fashion. So I was wearing a $7,000 NASCAR shirt. I wore there.
Well, that is so great to hear. And it's so great that this anonymous donor that wears white at parties and has these crazy parties both in LA and New York, and like people are known to have gone to these crazy parties for years, and now this anonymous billionaire is under investigation for being naughty, and he's the one person that's donated to you, and that's the type of person that believes in you. And that's what I want to say, is that you can get those. If you're watching out there and you're listening and you want to be this, you can do that. You can have the most disreputable people out there, as long as they have money, support you. And I just want you to know that they are out there. And if you watch this tutorial series, you too can find a despicable multi-billionaire that is borderline, like definitely breaking laws, but is like
One
too
question I
rich.
have for you is,
Yeah.
while I'm here, do you have any more connections I can get with by chance?
Absolutely. I can do that. If you just keep tuning into this series on how to become a YouTube star, you too will learn all of the connections. In fact, in the next series, I will talk to you, if you want, next time about what that is and how to make those connections with those absolutely deplorable humans. But it doesn't affect you. You aren't taking part in the deplorable part. You're just taking part in the social media part and disseminating that disgusting information in whichever way that they want within legal terms. Again, if anyone's taking any of this seriously, you need to have your mental health reexamined. Ha, that gets me out of it. Anyway, so if you want to, are you willing to tune in, and are you willing to become a part of this and learn a little bit more, or are you
Oh,
done learning?
absolutely. I need more. I need more. I
That,
crave more.
that's great to hear, because you would think it's just a one-part series, but this is a
Mm-mm.
multi-part series. I can't even tell you off the top of my head how many parts of a series this is. But what I will tell you is, if you keep tuning in, you're going to keep growing. And then more important thing is, your subscribership out there will continue to grow as well. And so your online
Exactly.
presence will grow as big at. Anyway, what do you have to say about all of this, Ryan? And
I'm
what
super excited.
what
I'm
you could
super
tell
excited to
everyone?
learn. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for my brand to grow. I'm super excited for, you know, the income that's about to grow too. I'm super excited for the attention I'm going to get from random strangers. I know I'm going to get a lot of single moms commenting. I'm sorry, honey. I wish there was something I could do. Um, I'm definitely going to get more sponsorships. I'm going to have more billionaires, invite me to parties. I'm going to be invited to more festivals. Why would I not want that?
Right. And that's exactly what you can learn if you tune into this series. See, you can have your life totally transformed in ways that you can't even imagine. You don't even know if they're beneficial to you, but you know that you've transformed your life into just something boring and monotonous, into this crazy tornado or hurricane, if you will, of...
I'm in charge of the story. I'm writing this story. That's what you told me to do.
That's right. And I want to know, and I just have to ask you if you have a minute, and I know we've gone over a bit, but it's really important if you could just answer this one question for me. How do you finish the story?
You finish the story with a happy ending. The good guy always wins in this story. He always gets the girl. The haters eliminated. And I save the day.
Now, when you say happy endings, you are, of course, referring to the things that you're referring to both with both the mouth and the hand. Is that correct?
I can't get into too much detail, but
no, you can't.
You're on the path. You're on the path, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to be clear for all audience members out there that are watching, that are learning how to get despicable billionaires and give mouth and hand favors in some way. It's not. And to learn to become a YouTube star. See, this is the unconventional way. I could teach you the conventional way of how you're just lovable and you just show, oh my gosh, that doggy video, a baby, oh my gosh. And then there's, of course, oh my gosh, you see, it's just a heartwarming thing. Or you can just do what we're recommending, and that's what's really going to make you money. And then you don't have to worry about all the bullshit.
No. I'm living my life. I don't care what's going on in anyone else's.
That's right. And I'm so glad. On a scale of 1 to 10 as we close out, 1 being like really shitty and 10 being like fucking awesome, how would you describe your life now since being on this series?
It went from a -1 to a 27 right now.
That's great.
Honestly.
Wow. I can't believe it. You know what? In fact, no one else here working on the staff, I don't think, I knew. You didn't. No one else on the staff knew that what was happening to you in your life. And I am just so honored and grateful to have you testify to that. And if I could help in any way, that's gratification.
Well, that's why I'm happy to show up. Show up for more episodes where you can teach me, the positive ways.
That's right. And you're on your way. And I just want to say, I'm going to continue with you, even if this series ends prematurely and the TCE network just comes in and just fucking gives the guy an axe when he just had nothing to do with it and it wasn't his fault. But if that were to happen, randomly, we would be okay. And I just want you to know that we're out there to help people. And if I can help you, I can help other people. And
all I want to do is help.
You just need to give us your money and attention.
Mm-hmm. I can't help without money. And I really want to help. That's what I'm put on this world to do, is to help people. And you've shown me ways. I'm forever grateful.
That's right. And I'm glad that people are grateful to you. And they are grateful by showing their donations to you. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you were hesitant to even share any information about yourself where people could donate, but then you ended up doing it.
As a matter of fact, today I just posted a picture of a flower. And I said, life is fragile like this flower. Please like and subscribe. And please donate to my fund because I'm having a really bad day. And then I got $6,000 in 3 minutes.
Whoa, that's amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to do that and that your my fund is like my direct fund or whatever it is. We can get it at the end, but that people are helping you and that you're seeing that impact on your life. And it's not just this rich billionaire that supports your ass for various reasons.
No, it's the people I help and the people I love. The people that love me help me out.
That's right. And that's what this is all about. And I'm so excited about this series. I can't even contain myself. See, that's how excited I am about this series. And that's how excited I want you to be about this series. Because Ryan has succeeded. And you know what? You can too. And this whole time, I haven't been as excited for you, but now I'm excited now. And it's going to happen. That's right, it's going to happen for you. But you can't just sit on the sideline, see? You got to get out there. You got to get out there and do something. You got to go click that like and subscribe button, see? You got to click that like and subscribe. And then you can be on your way to becoming a YouTube star.